A more self-reliant community nodes could help Singapore better weather national emergencies. Architects say this means buildings must be planned for multiple uses. It's a point raised by Finance Minister Lawrence Wong during his budget speech as part of the country's efforts to build more resilience amid uncertainties. Claudia Lim with this report.
A living hub with all the amenities like supermarkets and banks close to home. Urban designs that analysts say are critical for infrastructure resilience. Should an emergency or pandemic happen, life in parts of the country can still go on.
Critical community facilities can be co-located with other functions and strategic location. And for example, sports halls can be converted to care facilities during crises and for school and community users during normal times. In terms of food production, it can be localized together with logistics systems within the town to ensure self-sufficiency.
So-called third places like parks and gardens are also critical because even during emergencies, people need timeouts in place.
I think resilience goes beyond just flexibility. There are many aspects of resilience. I think the wellness of its inhabitants, how people use the space, and the kind of environment that we create for them. To me, that's equally important as the idea of resilience in buildings.
For land-scarce Singapore, more public flats should also come with these familiar void decks.
It can be used for wakes, it's used for weddings, right? And those space also creates ability for us to weather shocks when the need for space arises.
Still, creating such hubs might need more flexible planning rules. Architects say it could help them better design buildings for multiple uses. For instance, more mixed-use developments with housing and shops. Meanwhile, bigger public developments like Changi Airport T5 and Tuas Megaport can also have other uses during a crisis.
The terminals could be more flexibly separated into sub-terminals, which allows for isolation or even operating separately for passenger users, logistic use, quarantine use, and so on. The terminal should be able to modify their operations within a very short period of time.
Moving forward, the country is studying ways to use buildings for multiple uses during emergencies. For instance, when hotels turn into quarantine facilities during COVID-19.